Is that green?
And again, we'll have 3 boats on the water. Lane number 2 on the inside will be running empty. Lane 3, the True North Leviathan Black. Lane 4 from the New Dragons Racing Club, NDRC Yellow. And we've got lane number 5 from Montreal Immortals Maelstrom. Lane number 6 on the outside again running empty. Heads up of race number 3, the senior D mixed small and standard. D2 mixed.
Thank you, Mr. Umpire. Good morning, racers. Sound check, please, on boat 5. Can you hear me clearly? Raise your hand. Thank you very much. Welcome, racers, all teams. Please load the start gates now. As a reminder, you must race center.
A team I've never seen before. Immortals.
You must race center of your lane.
Drumming
must be audible and visual after the 50-meter mark. Have an amazing race, everybody. Here we go.
Dragonboat Festival, but there several weeks ago, the team from Montreal were on fire.
It's too close.
Dragons, Immortals Maelstrom again. Very
Remember to come in dead slow so that you don't hang your dragon head up nor rebound
at a very, very high level. So we're looking, I think, at some great performances from all of our teams from Montreal, including Immortals and Maelstrom. They've been around for a few years, very well coached, and certainly. But I think race number 2, I think we've got a battle in our hands.
Let me know if they rebound
NDRC, Yellow, coming on.
History rebounded out if they stayed in.
Maelstrom. So our second race, we're all set to go. Looking forward to a good one.
Are they all in?
It's funny you say that.
Are you sure?
Every race is going to be a tough one for sure.
Thank you, everybody. Here we go.
Crews are all up here.
Are you ready?
Both in Canada and US. And
attention.
For a wonderful gold medal. I actually saw a picture recently.
Thank you very much.
Downstairs.
Bye.
You guys are really trying to
Okay, so you reported the start time?
There we go.
We
Race
didn't
number
see
2
you
is on its way. It's a 3-boat race. And off the start line, it is True North. Oh wow, that was an amazing start off the first 50 meters. These officials are now just following behind them. It looks like a very clean start off the race. After the 100-meter mark, it is still True North Levy in black. Followed by, again, look, NDRC. The NDRC's brought a really strong contingency crew out here to Welland this year, and I don't expect anything but the best from them. Cutting off the 300-meter mark, it's still going to be True North, followed by NDRC, and then in third, Immortals Maelstrom. This is the premier mix, standard heat number 2. Coming to the halfway mark, again, Tony, as you can see, you're right, True North and NDRC are both at each other, followed by Immortals Maelstrom. We're still waiting for a lot of the American teams to show up in our race throughout the next couple of days. We've got some teams from the US vying for a position in the top ranking. Coming at the halfway meter mark, it is still going to be True North, followed by the NBCR Yellow in lane number 3. Lane number 4. In lane number 5 on the outside, you'll see Immortals Maelstrom. We should be getting a live stream coming to you shortly. Trying to work on through the details of our live stream. I think you guys should see that right now. At the last 100-meter mark, it's going to be NDRC now overtaking the True North. It is NDRC Yellow, followed by True North Levy Black. And in third on the outside, it's still going to be the Immortals Maelstrom. Coming to the finish line, last 50 meters, with a half-boat length lead. Drummers beating very hard in lane number 4. That is NDRC Yellow. Followed in second, but not by far, the True North Levy Black. And it caught across the finish line. Race officials are giving, looks like a clean race. The white flag should be coming up shortly. Again, if you look on the water, you'll see the officials raise a white flag. White flag referencing it was a clean race and no penalty. You ever see a red flag? It means that there was a penalty that was observed on the race course, and they are to then note the chief official, what has happened, describe the incident, and the official will make a determination if their penalty will be applied. But in that race, clean race, giving up to NDRC Yellow, unofficially followed by True North Levy Black and Immortals Maelstrom.
Heating up.
Yeah, great effort by NDRC, the New Dragons Racing Club. Yeah,
I'm from 23 to 30. If it gets
working
30,
going to be a great weekend.
Hi,
They're
so
a great team,
I'm
the
not used to, like,
NDRC grading
Fahrenheit sort
again
of
prevailing. We're in first place in Toronto a few weeks ago at the a very strong club, and again, congrats to NDRC. Once again, these are the unofficial results. Once we've done the I's across the T's, and the results will be on our website, dragonboat.ca/24. Again, we check our officials to make sure that everything is copacetic, off the water. Standing by for the C2D mixed small and standard, and the D2 mixed standard. We've got 3 boats on the water. The lane number 2 on the inside, the Water Vipers, all the way from Toronto. They train at the Sunnyside Paddling Club. Sparta 70 from Florida. This is a great team, and actually they are made up of U.S. Marines, one of our teams from the U.S. And we also have the Blackheart Senior D mixed. And again, this is one of the many teams in the Grandmasters
The 3
Dragon
boats
Boat
that are
Club in the
currently,
Villages,
or the
Florida.
next race, I'd like
They
to
did
know the
Ottawa,
color of
Puerto
the
Rico,
numbers. Are they
Boston, many
considered
festivals in
blue or
Florida.
green?
Their team motto is, the harder you train, the harder it is for you to lose.
Say again,
You own the
please.
seat you're in. I love that. That's so anyway, good to see 2 of our
Okay,
American
Michael, there is
teams,
a delay,
Sparta
so if
70.
you can press
Blackhearts,
and wait a second,
CUD
then
mixed.
transmit,
Our
please, I
third
didn't
race,
catch
and
that.
from Toronto, from the Sunnyside Paddling Club, the Water Vipers in lane number 2 on the inside.
Copy that, thank you. So if you can make a note, did we get race 3, the first boats, times they were out? No, we didn't, right?
They were here before the fire race,
Okay,
so
so-
I would say like about
Okay, then
like
so write that
It's the
in.
start line where it causes
Usually I put it here,
Right.
and it's this one right here. So it doesn't just put 806 in the middle, if we didn't catch the first one.
Well, we're
And
too down,
also
too
right
low.
now have a red number 5.
it sounds
That's here at 8:13 in the next race.
We'll turn it down from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
So, oh, hang on a second. Water Vipers.
they are the ones who are not
Yeah.
racing.
I think I told him
Just want to confirm that. I just want to confirm that Water Vipers are a scratch in this race, and it is a 2-boat race.
That is correct, yes.
Copy that, thank you. Start for water, this is a 2-boat race. The Vipers are scratched, so both boats are here.
I'm gonna solve my issue here.
Copy that, you are racing lane 4 and lane 6.
I want to turn off.
Copy that, hang on. Copy that, we will make that change, thank you very much. Okay, so you can put a line through that and put a 3, and put a line through that and put a 5. So they've adjusted the grid,
Okay,
and they've moved Sparta to 3 and Blackheart to 5.
got it.
And that's what you can see across the water, right?
Yeah.
So going forward, we're going to look for Water Viper. We'll go through the WhatsApp and we'll change it because Byrne did post it.
Right.
Okay. Who's on the 50? Okay, across the water. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Umpire. Boat 3, hold your boat hard, please. Sorry, folks, we will stage you a little. We will stage you a little further back and then bring you in together so that you're not first into the chute. So let's just hold there. Stay there. Do not enter the race course yet. Boat 5, come up and hold with 3, please.
YouTube.
Thank you. This is an audible check. Steersperson in lane 5, raise your hand that you can hear me clearly. Thank you. As a reminder, you must race center of your lane, and you must be audibly and visibly drumming after the 50-meter mark. Let's have a great race. Both teams, please load the start gates now.
Yes. Come up to the start line.
And now we watch for the 50
They
meters.
stop their boats. The head comes
To
to
ensure
the
that
loop,
it's a clean
and they stop and hold hard.
And they started.
And that race has started. That is a clean race. This is
Clear on
2
the
boats.
50. Thank you.
This is Senior D mixed small standard and D2 mixed standard. We've got wider
Shoes
water
are coming
wipers
up.
in lane number 2. And lane number 3 is empty, and lane number 4, Sparta 70. Whenever we have 2 classes of boats in the same race, we create a break between the 2 boats so that they both get a fair race. Hence why there's a break between lanes 3 and lane number 2 and lane number 4. In lane number 2, off the 200-meter mark, it's still Water Vipers, followed by lane number 4, the Sparta 70. Okay, where's the smell coming from? Me?
No, it's on the live stream.
It's okay, so what's going on? It's in cold. I see what's going on. We're in the lane, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? I get it. Coming to the last 200-meter mark is still the Water Vipers, followed by the Sparta 70. Again, this is a Senior D mixed small, which is the outside lane number 4. That's Sparta 70 with a 10-person in a standard boat. I'll explain why that is here in Welland. In the standard boat, in lane number 2 is the Water Vipers. That's a Senior D mixed small. Standard D2 mixed boat. As they come to the finish line, we've got lane number 3. They've switched the numbers on us, but it's supposed to be the Water Vipers, followed by the Sparta 70. So in Welland, Ontario here, in the Canada, US, we do not have small boats. They've used the standard boats and just placed 10 people in the boat. So that's how they consider it a small boat. In the standard boat, it's still 20 paddlers, 1 drummer, 1 helms. But yes, in Welland, we're using standard boats as our small boats, just with 10 paddlers.
Yeah, it's great to see Sparta 70 all the way from Florida. Very interesting team. Actually, part of the Grandmasters Dragon Boat Club in the U.S. Started about 15 years ago as a group of Marines in the villages in Florida.
3 and 5 are.
Good morning.
Good morning. You guys ready for the next race?
We are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can go ahead and turn it over. Kim, for Jeremy, are we okay to run the next race? Copy that. Thank you very much, Mr. Umpire, and good morning, racers. Sound check for boat 5. Can you hear me? Someone on boat 5, drummer or steer, raise your hand that you can hear. Thank you. The sun's a little hard to see. My apologies. This is a reminder, everybody, that you must race center of your lane, and you must be audibly and visibly drumming after the 50-meter mark. Let's have a great race, everybody. All boats, please load the start gates now. Remember to come in dead slow. Okay, did we mark we've got a first boat here, okay. Turn the volume down a bit. Sorry. Okay. No, 3's missed it.
3 back.
Yeah. 3, you've missed the gate. Thank you. Back it down.
Great competitors. Dragons abreast in lane number 3. This is Toronto's first breast cancer survivor team. They've been together now since 1997. Indy survivors are all the way from Indiana. And again, I just love the name, the Indy survivors, again, breast cancer survivors, and then congratulations. I met a few of the team members yesterday. If you look at their jerseys, inspired by the Indy 500, well-known race in Indianapolis. Robust. This again is an old team that's been around for many years, all the way from London, Ontario. And again, the breast cancer paddlers, the camaraderie on the team is absolutely intense. And again, my sister, by the way, is a breast cancer survivor, so I certainly am well aware of what they've been through. But the camaraderie on this team is absolutely phenomenal. We're not ready to begin. Gary.
And the race is off. It is 8:24. Thank you, Tony, for those insights to some of these teams. These teams are mainly coming out of Ontario, Quebec. We don't have a lot of West Coast teams here, so you're seeing a lot of like CSD, 22, Beckering. You've got club soccer from Seattle, Washington. We've also got Ottawa. So these are a lot of East Coast teams with very little West Coast representation from Canada. So these are the Canada US Championships of pretty well the top teams. So it's great to see them all here racing. As we look on the race course, this is the 100-meter, 150-meter mark. In lane number 1, we have Dragon Abreast, followed by Indy Survivors, and then Robust on the outside of the race course. Again, very clean start race, and it looks like Indy Survivors in first, unofficially, followed by the Dragons Abreast and Robust on the outside. Again, very close race as we zoom into this beautiful shot of our officials following down the race course. As you see the officials, we have 2 officials per boat, or 2 officials per race per se. We have a Canada official and a US official, so we're working side by side, ensuring that we present the best championships, the first championships here in Welland between Canada and the US. Coming to the last 150-meter mark, it is still going to be Indy Survivors, followed by Dragons Abreast. And Robust is still very closely behind. We're only talking a spread of maybe 3 or 4 inches. Coming to the last 50-meter mark, it's going to be still Indy Survivors unofficially, followed by, and look at this, Tony, it's Robust coming out of nowhere. Robust is making their move. This is amazing. Robust, who was in third, now it looks like in first. abreast. Last 50 meters. And they randomly boards of the boat. It is a robot followed by 80 boarders. And in third unofficially.
Well done, the robots. Again, this is certainly one of the oldest breast cancer slider teams in Canada. They've competed in regional, national, and international competitions. And they are actually a member of the Breast Cancer Paddlers Commission. And 8 times national championships, so it's really key to watch.
Officials are just giving their white flag, so it looks like a fair race. So thank you very much. That was a great race, Tony. What's coming up on the 5th race?
Now, 5th race, we have again, this will be the breast cancer paddler and the all cancer paddlers, so the small boats. So lane number 2 on the inside running empty. Lane 3, not abreast. And we have in lane number 4 will be running empty. Lane 5, the Canal Dragons ACP. This is the all cancer paddlers. Now, members of this team, they're from the Niagara Paddling Club, not too far from Welland. And again, we have team members not only dealing with breast cancer, but with various forms of cancer. And again, for the camaraderie, dragon boating certainly has made a huge difference in the quality of the lives. Again, this race 5 standing by, breast cancer paddler, the all cancer paddler, the small boats. Race 5, 2 boats standing by.
Thanks, Tony. So the ACP all cancer survivors basically could be male or female, and must be diagnosed with any form of cancer. So it is not just all females on an ACP team. It could be a mixture of both female and males. Good. So what do you want to talk? Just touch something over that you want to say something, and make sure what we want to diagnose. Good.
That's the output. That's my camera.
Good. So how's it going?
Doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Good.
I'm learning how to show you.
You did well. You did great.
Well, we're sort of, Well, if you want to take a look, I have here, I put together a little.
No, you got it. That's all yours, buddy.
I don't know. Is again well underway, and we've got this is the BCP ACP small, and we've got lane 2 on the inside running the lane 3 not abreast, lane 4 running the lane 5 from the South Niagara Canoe Club Canal Dragons ACP.
Great. Tony, the senior B, basically you must be 49 years old or older on December 31st in a given year. So we've got 2 boats coming out of the race course. I think I actually qualified for this race, but we won't talk about that. Oh, sorry, no, my apologies. This is BCP and ACP.
Right.
Race number 5.
You got it, good.
Thank you. That's not abreast. Jumped 1 step ahead on race number 6, which is senior B. This is BCP and ACP, not abreast, and Canal Dragons ACP. As they come out of the race course, again, these are 2 different divisions with a break in between. And you see Not Abreast in lane number 3, and lane number 4, Canal Dragons ACP. Canal Dragons sounds like they're from here, Tony?
Yeah, they're from the South Niagara Canoe Club. They're involved in kayaking, outrigger. They've got a children's program, but I've met many of the team members. Great club, very diverse, and they're certainly here every year. But Not Abreast and their founder, Kathy Levy, was inducted into the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame back in 2022. Their team motto, together everyone achieves more. Well done.
As you see, this is a standard boat, but you may be confused. There's only 10 people paddling this boat. Why is that? It's because we use standard boats as our small boats here at the Champion. Are allowed. As they come down to the last 50 meters, it's still Not, followed by the Canal Dragon ACP. These wonderful paddlers, let's see. Not Abreast, followed by the Canal Dragon ACP team. This is race number 5 from Welland.
It used to be automatic.
Okay, you want to go see the B in a few seconds, and I'll talk about some of the details of the team stuff. We can do it in a few seconds.
Fine.
What are you doing? You're like,
You can see,
you're like that white.
you see
Oh.
me walking in the
Well,
live
I'm
feed.
glad when that sun is up.
Where?
Oh, this
See right now in the camera because he's showing. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes.
He needs to hear.
I was wondering when you're doing that.
I did. I can see him.
Oh, shit.
I was trying to get a password. I googled it. Still see us.
That's a bit browser, or unless you want to do 2. You got need one more. Actually, put the other one here, the white one.
White one?
Do the white one.
But then we can't see.
Tony, how much can you see? If we put this up? Because what's happened is reflection showing on the screen. Let's see how far we go.
Yeah.
Put the keyboard on this browser. Too much in the way?
No, that's okay. Yeah, that was,
Okay,
that was it. Move this over.
Get this to work.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
that's fine. That should be okay.
Good?
Does that work?
Good, yeah, that's all right. Okay.
Better.
That's better for now.
Perfect.
It's showing her your face on that screen.
See your shirt.
Okay. Just introduction of these teams. Turn this off.
No, they're not straight.
Coming up, we have race number 6. This will be the Senior B Mixed Standards, and we have 2 teams from the Evolution Paddling Club, CSDC Senior B Mixed number 1. Will be in lane number 2. Lane 5 will be the CSDC Senior B Mixed number 2. And from Montreal, lane 4, this 22D Senior B Mixed. Lane 3, the FUDA Senior B Mixed. They're from the Fuzhou University Dragon Boat Club. These are alumni and relatives of the Fuzhou University in China.
So senior B, again, I just mentioned it earlier, I jumped on there. These are teams that are who must be 49 or older on December 31st of this year. So that's Senior B. This is an amazing group of paddlers. Most of these paddlers have raced in either Premier or even Senior A, and they've just aged out and now racing in the Senior B class. But Senior B is a very, very strong class indeed. We're now seeing an introduction to even Senior D nowadays. We're looking at the world events or the world championships. We're seeing a lot of 70s, 80-year-old paddlers still continue to paddle and paddle very competitively. So don't discount their age, because most of these paddlers can out-paddle a lot of the youth nowadays. So this is Senior B mixed standard boat. Lane number 2, CSDC Senior B. Lane number 3, FUDA Senior B. Lane 4, 22D. And lane number 5, CSDC.
All your menu stuff is happening.
2 seconds, or 2 minutes behind schedule. There we go, going live in 3, 2, 1. And the race is off. It's 8:37. The race will start. They're supposed to start at 8:35. What we do is behind schedule. We're in well on schedule. These Canadian officials and U.S. officials here are doing a magnificent job hosting the first ever Canada-U.S. Championship. And off the start line, we've got lane number 2 off of the lead at CSBC Senior B. In second, unofficially, it's lane number 3, 22 Senior B. In third, FUDA. And fourth, it's CSBC. Again, this is going to be a fight between lanes 2 and 4. 4, starting to make a move. It is 22 Senior B, followed by CSBC Senior B. And then also a senior CSBC Senior B mixed too. So this race, we've got 2 CSBC teams challenging on the 2 other teams from 22 and FUDA. And at the 400-meter mark, it's their move. It's CSBC Senior B mixed 1 in the lead, followed by 22 Senior B mixed. In third, unofficially, it will be FUDA, and in fourth, CSBC Senior B mixed 2. Right to my left here, I've got Bart Michaels from the USA. How are you doing?
Sir, great day today, Wally.
So I'm going to interview Bart Michaels right after this race. In first place, coming to the 450 mark, is CSBC Senior B mixed. And second, who do you think is going to be there, Bart?
I think it's going to be 23 Dragons Senior B mixed.
Hey, you've got to bring an eye officially here, Mark. We should be official on the water. Coming to the last 50 meters, it's still going to be CSBC Senior B mixed. In second, unofficially, is
23 Dragons.
in third.
I think it's going to be CSBC.
And in fourth, unofficially, it's FUDA coming off to the finish line. And look at these officials. 3 of the best officials on the water from both Canada and U.S. And do we see a white flag?
We see a white flag. It looks like all good, all 3 officials with white flags.
And that was race number 6 from Mountain. Hey, Bart, how are you doing?
I am doing great. How about you, Terry?
I'm doing well. Hey, Bart, what do you do in the USCDF?
I am, I don't know what I do. I do a little bit of everything, you know?
So,
I think my name's on a billboard. When they need something, they just call me.
Bart, what's going on in the U.S. right now with the Dragon Boat World?
Well, we are getting our crews verified and ready to go to Ravenna.
Oh, you're going?
I am actually. I am going to be an official at Ravenna, Chief of Protocol.
Way to
so
go.
if you get a medal, you're going to see me.
All right. Now, in the U.S. Dragon Boat World, what's going on down in the U.S. in regards to your championships, your team developments, and so forth?
You know, this will be our 3rd U.S. National Championship coming up at Nathan Benison Park. Starting October 16th, so get that, October, we heard you. No more July in Sarasota. I know it's a little hot. The Gators are a little active in the summer because it's a little hot, so we're going to October. So we'll be in October next year in 2025. So right now we're in our coach selection process for Team USA, and I'm actually the chair of the competition and technical committee.
Oh, you do have a title then.
kind of, yeah.
You still have 4 regions in the U.S. for your.
We do. We have 4 regions in the U.S., the ERGBA, the Eastern Region, the SRGBA, Southern Region, the ADBA, which was the original region, which is my region, and I'm the president of that region, and then the PAC-DBA, Pacific Region.
Excellent. I see you brought a bunch of U.S. officials with you. Can you tell me a bit about where your officials came from and how are they liking the event?
Yeah, so one of the functions of the Competition and Technical Committee is the training and development of our race officials. So we have a group of about 15 U.S. race officials here. They've been selected from all across the U.S. and they're partnered with a group of Canadian officials, and they're going to switch out across the event in various stations, and really just to share commonalities in how we do things and learn maybe some new techniques. So share, learn.
How does a U.S. paddler or a U.S. citizen become an official in the USDBF?
Well, the first step is to take our race officials course, which we offer virtually now. And then once they take that course, they must complete 4 hours in each of 4 stations. And that's all done over once they take the course, but the stations are marshalling, umpire, timing, finish.
How do they get hold of you if they want to participate?
I'm not giving out my phone number.
It's only a live feed, it's all good.
Yeah, you know how that works.
If you go to the USDBF website,
It's competition@usdbf.org.
Excellent. We also noticed that there's some discussions with you and I about doing some courses down on the West Coast in Arizona, Colorado. Are you still going to go ahead with that?
Absolutely, yes. We're really anxious to develop more race officials throughout the country. And we've actually done a number of different kinds of courses. So we have trained a number of coaches even in race official courses. So even if you immediately don't have an interest in taking the race official course and just want to learn more about the rules, it's still beneficial to you. But absolutely, if you are in a region or part of the country where you would like us to come and develop your officials for events that you run, we are more than happy to come and do that.
Thank you very much, Bart, for all that information. I hope you have a great 4 days here enjoying Welland, Ontario. There's Niagara Falls. We can go for drinks if you like.
I heard your vibes.
I heard it's your birthday.
I heard that too.
Hey, Bart, thank you very much for being here, and we really appreciate the U.S. officials, and not just learning from us, we're learning from you guys. When we race in different cities, there's always these little nuances within each city with different rules, regulations, but for the most part, we're professionals. We learn from each other, and I think we're going to have a successful race here.
Yeah, and I think what's really important is we've been chatting with Dragon Boat Canada and working together now for a few years. So this event was really the culmination of those conversations. So here's hoping that this continues on now for the future and continues to get larger.
How many U.S. teams are here?
Not enough.
I think
there's 17 entries.
Yeah, we'll see more next year.
I hope so, because, well, not next year, but the following year, we'll be in the U.S.
Do you have an idea where?
I'm hoping on the northeastern side of the U.S.
Northeastern is towards New York, Buffalo,
Yeah.
Princeton,
Mercer, maybe.
Mercer. Hey, I look forward, and the race is off. Thanks, Mark. We'll talk to you again soon.
In the rough, let's race number 7. And we've got 5 boats on the water. Lane number 2 on the inside. This is the Premier Mixed Small and Senior B Mixed Small. Lane 2, PWC from Pickering. PWC Senior B Mixed. They've got 13 crews racing this weekend. Lane number 3 from Ottawa, the Ottawa Dragon Masters Senior B Mixed. Lane 4 from the Seattle Saki Paddling Club, the Club Saki Senior B Mixed. Lane 5 from Edmonton, the EDB RC Edmonton Dragon Boat Club Senior B Mixed comp team, again from Edmonton. Lane 6, again on the outside, the Bytown Dragons Premier Mixed. And looks like a good race. And again, on the inside, we have from Peterborough, from Pickering, once again. And again, doing very well at the Toronto International Dragon Boat Festival a few weeks ago. But again, they have 13 crews on the side of the PWC Senior B Mixed. Again, not to be outdone, looking good. And again, on the outside, again, well known for their lime green uniforms, the Bytown Dragon Premier Mixed, looking good. But again, on the inside, lane 2, PWC Senior B Mixed. And again, make some noise, make them feel it. They've had their coffee this morning. They are looking good. But again, it's a lane number 2 on the inside, PWC Senior B Mixed. And again, racing well. And again, part of 13 crews this week, but they are looking good. PWC Senior B Mixed, again on lane number 2. And again, we have lane number 5. From Edmonton, the Edmonton Dragon Boat Club Senior B Mixed complimentary team. Looking good, but it's lane number 2 on the inside, PWC Senior B Mixed, unofficially looking good. Followed very quickly by lane number 3, a good final series, looking good. But it's lane number 3 pulling in. Yellow Dragon Masters Senior B Mixed, followed by lane number 5 on the outside. From Edmonton, we've got lane number 4 coming in from Seattle. And on the outside, lane number 6, well down, the Whitetown Dragon Premier Mixed. Well done, thank you. We have a white flag.
Thanks, Tony. So, very interesting thing, if you look at these teams, they all have a different configuration of where to put the paddlers. And if you look at one of the teams, they actually put all the paddlers in seats 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, where some teams have spread their strengths across the boats with possibly a break in between. It's quite an interesting strategy here dealing with a standard boat and only 10 paddlers. Where do you put your paddlers? What is the best setup that gives you the maximized lightness in the boat with the good power in the engine? So we'll see how this progresses throughout the day, where teams will start to do different strategies in the way they pace their paddlers in these standard boats with only 10 paddlers. We're now leading on to race number. Looks like we're looking for the advancements for race number 8. We have just a little break. And the reason we have a small break in our schedule is we are required to give paddlers a 40-minute break between their peaks. So we're going to take a small break, and we'll be back shortly. Excellent. Tony's, yes, he's coming as well. Awesome. Good job.
Good. Super. Sweet.
Audio.
Oh, that sunshine makes it straight to the sometimes.
It does.
I'm pretty sure there's one year I had a sweet or something coming down.
standard boat, the senior A women.
How to load up a 10-person into a standard boat? What is the configuration you guys use so we can share our secrets?
Well, you know, I think we use the usual configuration for a standard boat. You know, we have our strokes and our engine room and our rockets.
You know, do you put them all in the back of the boat?
No.
Mix them up?
They're mixed up, and we're all rockets.
Who's your coach?
Gloria.
Oh, excellent. And she?
Yes.
She been coach for how long?
You know, I think as long as I've been alive, she's been our coach.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for being here. We've got Scott Murray, president of the Canadian Dragon Boat Association. Hi, Scott. How are you?
Hi, Scott.
How's it going, Carrie? How's it going, everybody?
Good, good.
So, what do you guys plan to do here in Welland while you're here after the races? Go out, eat, shop?
Yeah, we're paddling. We're, you know, we are elite athletes, and so we're training and paddling and racing like elite athletes should.
Why is Susie?
Into
Susie,
bed,
why is
into bed
Susie?
early, lots of water, no alcohol, and no.
You and I were tie-dye together, and we had a good time at the year-end party. Did you actually get sick in Thailand?
No, I was one of the fortunate ones. There was a lot of things going around. Our athletes battled through lots of circumstances, but I was good.
Now, what did we win in Thailand?
So, actually, funny you asked. I brought a few souvenirs with me today in my truck. And Canada is honored to be the reigning Nations Cup champions, Women's Cup champions, Senior Cup champions, and Junior Cup champions. So I have 3 of those 4 trophies with me here today, and I just want to share the victory with all of Canada.
So is this like the Stanley Cup? We all get to take the cup with us somewhere along the race course and kind of drink from it?
I think we should, except for Kelly. I don't know what Kelly's up to, but Edmonton, they just get close to cups. They don't quite lift them. No, I think we should celebrate together.
Hey, you want to help me with this call of this race? This is race number 8, and we've got 2 boats.
Yep. Mortals on Maelstrom, True North Leviathan Black.
True North Leviathan closest to shore, Immortals are closest to shore here in lane 3, and True North Leviathan in lane 4. Really strong strokes. I know the True North family has great depth in their program. To have 2 crews here in the top 7 at Can-Am Championships is incredible. Nice, deep, powerful strokes. And Immortals looking good on the inside as well. Strong, powerful strokes, sharp off the end.
You still coach?
I coach. I'll be on the water a lot this weekend.
Which team are you with?
I'm with the club, and I'll be coaching our premier small boat. I'll be steering our senior A small boat, and then my senior C's, I got to shout out them because they are definitely the heart and soul of our club. Here we come to the finish line, and it's going to be True North.
Excellent. Who coaches True North right now?
Chris Edwards is the head coach of the True North Paddling Club.
Yep.
Chris is my co-coach with Team Canada Senior A. So,
A little rivalry there.
yeah, well, it's great. Chris and I have coached together for about a decade, and hopefully learned a little bit from each other. Become any better than Chris.
And coming through that finish line, it was race number 8. That was Immortal coming through. And again, our officials coming up with white flag by the looks of it. So that was a clean race. Going back to you, Scott. What's going on with Canada? What's the big vision for Dragon Boat Canada?
Thank you, Carrie. Yeah, I think today we're kind of experiencing the vision, wanting to do something every year. The cycle is 2 years, and the year where we're not qualifying, athletes tend to put their focus at that international event. So having a domestic championships that attracts the best teams across the country, it's been a priority for us. and inviting our neighbors and making it the Can-Am Champs is something new and innovative, and we're really appreciative of all the teams that have supported this event, and we expect it to grow. So that's one thing. Obviously, our national team is very near and dear to our heart, and so we're going to be, today at my opening ceremonies, I'll launch some information for athletes wanting to know how to try out, and tryouts will begin this fall, and in Germany we've got some cups to defend.
So how do you guys deal with these rules? So on my left side, I have this Bible of like rules from every nation. I've got the European, the Canadian, the US, and even the IDDF. What rules are we using here at the Can-Am?
Yeah, so we're using our Canadian Championship rules. We go through a revision process every fall. So our community will suggest any changes that they see fit. Then we'll have our officiating committee, led by Chris Goldner, our board member, will filter through those. And then whatever makes the most sense, we'll get to the board of directors, and we will hotly debate them, sometimes over multiple months, and then they become official. So there's quite a big process just to changing sometimes a word or a sentence in that rulebook.
For the most part, I think the rules are very generic in a lot of ways. Just little small tweaks in some of the wording, as you had mentioned. But for the most part, these rules are no different from IDDF per se.
Yeah, we always use that as the platform to build off of. Consistency is great, but there are some things that are unique, or I'll just give you an example. Here at Canadian Championships, the awards are cumulative. Your 200, your 500, and your 2K earns you either a gold, silver, or bronze. Well, a couple months from now when we go to Ravenna, you're going to get a gold, silver, or bronze for each individual distance. So that creates a point system, for instance, that might be a little bit unique to Canada as opposed to IDF. So there's little unique things, but we want the athletes to feel like they're in the same boat, so to speak.
Can you give us some secrets about what Dragon Boat Canada is up to for the next year, besides the big World Championship between Canada and the US? Anything else you guys are developing the groundworks that we should know?
Yeah, we have a lot of committees going. One of the committees that just jumps to mind is our health and safety committee.
Oh.
Right? Like lots of good things. Like especially coming off of the pandemic, we got representation all across the country. There's one name that I feel comfortable mentioning. Eileen Estravillo has been just a super volunteer for us in helping us modernize, think about how to keep our athletes safe. Obviously, the aging population with senior C and senior D becoming more popular, we want to keep our athletes safe. And I know we're on to the Premier Mixed Championship final here, Terry, so I don't want to distract from the field of play.
Excellent. You got that right, Tony. And we're just going to grab the list here for the major final. The race is about to start.
Which one is it?
And this is the Premier Center Mix in lane number 9. Would you like to call this one?
I'm going to let the experts and Tony and Carrie call this. I would not displace Bob Cole.
Okay, so we are doing race number 9.
This is lane number 1, lane number 2, NDRC yellow. Lane number 2, it looks like the Hammerheads. In lane number 4, 22 Premier Mix. Lane number 5, NDRC. And lane number 6, it's Liquid La Femme. Coming off the first 100 meters, it is a clean race. No flag is up. That means it is a clean race. Coming off the line, it looks like it's Hammerhead versus 22. But look at NDRC. They're not holding back. Lanes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coming in hot. Coming off the last 150-meter mark off the start line, we've got a 5-way battle. Look at these 5 teams. Tony, what do you see from this angle?
It's going to be very, 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 very close. I mean, that's why we have a video camera. But lane number 3, keeping my eyes on the True North Hammerheads.
It's a Hammerhead for sure.
Very well, looking good, but their final series. Now they are pulling. But again, on the outside, we have an NDRC.
Yeah.
There's a very strong rivalry between the Hammerheads and the NDRC. So they are looking good. But again, we're going to see lane number 5 on the outside, the NDRC. Starting to pull.
And coming down to the last 100 meters. Coming to the last 50 meters. This is going to be a good race. It's still Hammerheads in lane number Hey, Scott, what do you think of that race?
Racing, incredible racing. To have 3 teams go that fast, if you just look at their heat times, we're seeing 153s carried. These are some of the fastest teams in the world, period. So Canada's in good shape with that quality of race.
What do you guys want to aim for Italy? What is your goal in Italy? Take it?
Oh yeah, I think Canada has a history of I want to, the word that's coming to my mind is dominating at these because absolutely. Absolutely.
I wish they were here this weekend. You're talking about South Breeze, Los Angeles, a lot of the teams coming from the West Coast are feeling.
Philadelphia and the East Coast.
Philly is hot as well.
Yeah.
Bob and his team and McNamara, they're coming up hot on us. So it's not a given that Canadians have it. We have to work our butt off to really make a difference at the world level.
Well, with races like that, we Dragonboat Canada and USDBF want to send the message that here in Canada and USA, what an outstanding championship we could have once we get all of the best teams in one location. I think back to Sarasota when the world was just coming back together and what a high quality event that was, primarily on the backs of Canadian and American teams. So this event that we're experiencing today, it's got room to grow. We want to invite our cousins from USA to continue to join us, send the good word that this was a quality event, and let's have 6 teams go sub 155 next time.
I'm actually looking forward to the 2K race. The 2K race, are we doing the corridor here?
We're not doing the corridor, but there was a lot of discussion. I know the captain's meeting went in depth on 2K turns. So I'm looking out here in that turn. You're going to see a change here. What we see as the apex buoy, our friends here in Welland are going to pull that down. So it's going to be almost a flat top where you see these 2 buoys. Mm-hmm. It's going to be almost a flat top. The apex is just going to be about 2 meters beyond those. And if you get priority on the turn, hold your line, create a good line, and then that makes it safer, easier for everyone.
Do you like the corridor?
I have mixed reviews. I don't mind the corridor, but having buoys on that turn does make it clunky for paddlers, right? Like I like the concept of the corridor. I think it needs to be like, I'm thinking the NFL football virtual first down line, because extra buoys when you're doing a turn, the way the boat swings, you might be in the corridor at the front of the boat, but the back 6, they might have to deal with paddling around a buoy. So the corridor is a bit clunky. Frankly, I like telling people the 2 meter rule. There has to be 2 meters of water between paddles. And if we all just get that and understand that and respect that, I think we can have good, clean turns.
I think that's right, Scott. I think when people are given the word right of way, people get this feeling, I can do whatever I want. And as you know, that's not what right of way means. It means that you take the line and you enter into that turn. If you somehow happen to take the outside, that's your line. It doesn't give you the right to go run in on another team because you got the word right of way. And that's what you said, the 2 meter rule must apply. Now, what do you think about coming into a turn? Do you agree or do you disagree with spiking on the first bench to make it around the turn?
Generally, I like to leave the turn in the hands of the steersperson. That's the steersperson race. Try not to take those turns too sharp. Hold as much speed as we can. I find at the end of the turn, that's when we're sharpening our turn quite often.
Yeah.
But I go in and really smooth into that first turn usually.
All right, so we're just looking at the race here down this race course. This is race number 10. You want to help me with this race, Scott?
Wow. Okay, so our next race, race 10, Senior D Mixed, Small and Standard Finals. We have in lane 3, Blackheart Senior D Mixed, and in lane 5, Sparta 70.
Why did we use center boats here in versus a true small boat?
Tony wants to call this race.
All right, we've got race number 10 now on the water. Spot is happening all the way from villages in the States. This is actually made up a series of retired Marines, a very, very, very tough team. But Blackheart Senior D mixed again all the way from Florida, and looking good. Beautiful weather today. Again, heading up to around, for our Americans, around 75 degrees today. But I'm sure the teams, these two teams from Florida, not a problem today. But we are looking good again on the outside. Again, Sparta 70 in lane number 6, and again on lane number 3. Once again, we have Blackheart Senior D mixed. They are looking good, but again, well on the outside, Sparta 70. And again, these are a group of very, very tough Marines looking good. But again, lane 6, Sparta 70 on the outside, looking good. And again, coming in lane number 2, rather lane number 3, Blackheart Senior D mixed. And we are looking good. But again, on the outside, well done, Sparta 70 from Florida. Looking good. Good finish. Nicely done. Or rather, lane number 5. And again, it was lane number 3. And again, looking good. The Blackheart Senior D mixed. Coming in, let's give them a nice round of applause. Well done.
Thanks, Tony. Just going back to my question, Scott. Sorry, I was just asking, why are we using stemmer boats and only 10 pounders here in Holland, where at most races I'm used to see the actual small boat?
So we're just at the forefront of this. This is a hot topic, Carrie. But in introducing small crew, first of all, this has definitely been a benefit to some of our growing and evolving clubs. Being able to put your 10 best or 10 age-specific pounders in one crew is definitely a plus and definitely helping our sport regrow after the pandemic. As we introduce this component to our sport, we were kind of waiting for the community to develop its infrastructure, right? A lot of clubs across Canada do not have small boats, do not have access to small boats at this time. And so we thought by introducing it in standard boats, it'll allow people to wrap their minds around it and start to develop their club plans for the future. We're looking at small boats. We keep monitoring the times. One interesting stat is that the small crew and the small boats are within 5% of each other in total times based on the last few championships. So they are very comparable in total speed. We could see a future where small boats are introduced at this event.
At your own races, you own a company that does regular races here in Eastern Canada and I believe in the U.S. You guys have small boats in your company?
My company does not. We don't have small boats at this time. We have standard boats. And it's in Ontario, where I race, there are very few small boats in and around our community.
Oh, interesting. I actually always thought that the East had a lot more small boats than the West Coast.
Very, very few in Ontario, and definitely some in Montreal, and the West Coast. So I have just my soapbox, just thinking out loud here. I love the number 12. I think 12 would be the perfect small boat. 6 men, 6 women. Here I am trying to reinvent. The manufacturers are loving me right now. They don't want me to go and build another boat, but I think 12 would be the perfect number. We can see faster boats. We have times that at the top level could be, not the same as standard boats, but in a similar realm.
In Europe, they have a lot of small boats. I think it's because a lot of teams prefer to train in small boats than a standard boat per se. So, hey, Scott, it's great to see you up here. Thank you again for working with our counterparts in the U.S. and making this championship happen. It's going to be 4 days of great racing. We'll continue talking over the next couple of days. We'll have you up for another interview.
Carrie and Tony, we're thrilled to have you. You guys do a great job. And same to our live stream team, Locke and Lisa. Thank you everyone for putting this together. And don't forget, opening ceremonies at 9:45. Myself and Barb and Julie are going to bring that to you. Thanks again.
Alessa's extremely happy way we can actually hopefully become president of the EDF, or if we have the whole topic of climate change.
I didn't know that actually the opening ceremony. And I believe in the United States, the breast cancer survivor teams are huge, aren't they?
They are. The BCP crew that you see out here, as Tony mentioned, the Indy, Robust, and Dragon Breast, there is an age requirement to join these teams. That they have to be 18, must be 18 and older. But look, here they go. Tony, they're off.
Okay, they're good, and we shall see. I know there was one team we were working with years ago, and the drummer was wearing a feather boa, which quite distinctive. But they are great friends off the water, but on the water, boy, it is a serious competition. But we've had a good start.
So after the first 50 meters, officials on the side, if it is a clean race, the official will raise a flag. Within the first 50 meters, they do not have to drop. After 50 meters, they must drop. It is part of the requirement. And if it is a mistake where the team loses control and they're going to compete another boat, you'll see an official on the side race out and stop the whole race. So within the first 50 meters, if there is an incident, they will stop the race. After 50 meters, a white flag comes up, and this is what we see at this point. All three breast cancer teams are coming down very cleanly. Tony, who's in the lead there?
Okay, I can see in lane number 4, I believe, Robust, starting to pull ahead, looking good, but still quite even. And again, we might have a challenge on the inside in lane number 2, or rather lane number 3, Indy Survivors, all the way from the U.S. So we've got a big battle here from the U.S. And Canada. And, but again, just check out their jerseys. Again, the Indy Survivors. Again, of course, the Indy 500, huge motor race in Indianapolis. And of course, I was speaking to a few of the team members yesterday, but very distinctive jerseys. But again, we've got a good push by Robust in lane number 4, starting to pull ahead in the final series, and they are looking good. But well ahead, Robust, and again, we could have a race for second place. This certainly develops, but again, on the outside, Dragons abreast. But it is Robust in lane number 4.
Coming to the last 150 meters, it's still Robust, as Tony had mentioned. Very strong, very good, great. They've got good catches here coming down the race course. Coming to the last 50 meters, it's still lane number 4 in the lead, and that is Robust. In second, it is team number 3. Give it up for Indy survivors. And just about 2 benches behind, we've got lane number 5. That is this awareness in Vancouver, and you've done an amazing job, and this is the results here at the Boat Championships. And that is lane number 4 coming. It's too bad they just can't trigger a different way.
I know.
Whatever. It's okay. It's something we'll work through.
And it used to be automatic over there. Festival in mid-June.
I think one of the special things about this Kevin U.S. Championship is a lot of these teams are gearing up for Italy. So this is a good place to really test their race strategies and their strengths at the 500-meter race. So this is a good showcase to what we're going to see in Ravenna coming up shortly. So for the World Club Crew Championships.
I believe the last time they were in Ravenna was in 2014.
That's
I
right.
believe 10 years ago. So this is the 10th anniversary. So many crews getting up. But again, good showdown coming up. And again, who's going to have bragging rights? Lane 5 and 6, CSDC Senior B Mixed 1 and CSDC Senior B Mixed 2.
And there they go. This time is 9:30 here in Welland, and the race was supposed to start at 9:31. We're ahead of schedule by 1 minute. It is a clean race for the start of the Senior B Mixed Standard Final. And off the start line, it is going to be 22 Senior. They've come up very aggressively against CSDC. Let's see what CSDC decides to do. This is 22 in first, and second is CSDC Senior B Mixed 1. In third, it's going to be CSDC Senior B Mixed 2, and in fourth, unofficially, it's Fuda Senior B Mixed. Coming off to the 200-meter mark, it is still 22 Dragons holding off the CSDC Senior B Mixed 1. And let's see if they make a move at the middle mark of this race course. And look at this, CSDC Senior B Mixed 2 is now making their move. This is going to be a three-way race, but don't count out Fuda in lane number 5. Coming off to the 250-meter mark, it's still going to be 22 over CSD Senior B Mixed 1 in lane number 3 and 4. At the halfway mark, and look at this, CSDC Senior B Mixed 1 has made their move. It's now first to CSDC Senior B Mixed 1. In second, 22 Senior B Mixed. In third, CSD Senior B Mixed 2. And in fourth, it's Fuda. It's unofficial at this point. And look at CSDC. They're last move, 200 meters left. It's CSD Senior B Mixed 1, followed by 22. 22 is starting to lose some ground. Can they make it? It's 50 meters left in CSDC, and the rate comes up. Look at that. Lane number 4 taking an unofficial win by the looks of it. They've got 50 more meters. Sorry. Next one. CFDC.
But again, a great race and well done, Terry. Looking good. Things are starting to heat up today. The high today, weather-wise, again around 26 degrees. That'll be around 75 for our American friends today, a little on the humid side. Again, safety is our number one consideration here at the Welland Flatwater Center. Again, hydration critically important. We have seen in the past that we've had some paddlers dealing with dehydration. We do have a water truck next to Marshley. So again, we certainly urge everybody, and as you're high-fiving coming out of the boat, good idea to thank our volunteers today. Many of the volunteers from the Welland area wearing the blue shirts. And again, thank you, and certainly thank our volunteers today. But again, you should find the water truck next to Marshley. And again, with regard to Marshley, once again, the 30-minute rule, critically important for all of our teams to be down there at least 30 minutes prior to today.
So as you look on the video, you'll see a lot of these paddlers are not wearing any life jackets. And that's because a lot of these races here, championships, are not required to wear life jackets. All they are required to do is sign a waiver that they can swim. And if they do, then the responsibility is placed on the paddler itself. Your jacket required for to do with the insurance policies in place.
It's 14, it's 14.
and I'll come back.
They say if you can't make it, just say it.
Okay, John, you were chosen to be an official here at the first annual CanAmerican Dragon Boat races.
That's correct.
How are you enjoying it so far?
I think it's an amazing event. I think we got a breeze behind the paddlers, so it's going down the course, 35 feet of water, and we're getting the paddlers and marshalling underneath and giving them shade. That's the most important thing. We're here for the paddlers and the teams, and we want the best of the best.
Thank you.
That's fine, George.
John, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. We've got some great U.S. officials here at the first annual Can-Am Games here. And going back to the race, this is race number 14 on the water. This is the Premier Mixed Small and Senior B Small Final. In lane number 2, we've got Club Hockey from Seattle. In lane number 3, Ottawa Dragon Master Senior B Mixed. In lane number 4, PBBC Senior B Mixed. In lane number 5, Edmonton EDBRC Senior Comp Team. And lane number 6, Bytown Dragon Premier Mixed. And looking down, we've got, looks like a nice spread of boats. In first place, unofficially, it is the PBBRC Senior B Mixed. And second will be lane number 3, Ottawa Dragon Masters Senior B Mixed. In third will be EDBRC. In fourth, it's going to be a toss-up between either Club Hockey or Bytown Dragons Premier Mixed. Coming to the last 150 meters, it looks like a clear walk. Mixed. In third, unofficially still, it's the EDBRC Senior Comp Team. In fourth will be Sake. And fifth, Bytown Dragons Premier Mixed. And again, standard boat with only 10 paddlers. Coming to the finish line with a strong drummer pushing the team through the finish line will be lane number 4. That is the PDBC Senior B Mixed. Followed by Ottawa Dragon Masters Senior B Mixed. And third will be lane number 5. Dragon Premier Mixed.
And once again, you'll find these are the unofficial results, so you'll find them online as we speak in the next few minutes. Once we've dotted the I's, crossed the T's at dragonboat.ca/2024. And once again, unofficially, congratulations PDBC, the Pickering Senior B Mixed team with 13 crews. They're also hosts of the Pickering Dragonboat Festival out of Frenchman's Bay in Pickering, very popular festival, I believe taking place in June, but well done. Standing by, if we can get a lot of people here over at the blue seats, we do have the opening speeches and a special welcome ceremony in the next few minutes. So again, we are taking a bit of a break. Race number 15, the Premier Mixed Standard. This is 2K, 2,000 meters. We race 15 at 10:25, but again, we do have the opening speeches and a special welcome ceremony. And if you would like to sit in the blue seats, you're more than welcome to do so. 9:40, 20 minutes before 10. Weather is beautiful, shining, heading up to 75 Fahrenheit today.
And the head coach is here for the 80 Survivors Breast Cancer Dragonboat team.
Wonderful. And where are you guys from?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
And this is wonderful lady next to you.
This is my assistant coach.
And a violin?
You sound French.
No, not.
Is this your first time in Welland?
Yes.
And what do you think?
Oh, amazing course. This is actually our first time doing an international event, so we're so excited to be here and represent the U.S.
What? Are you guys going to Renetta?
No, we're not.
Did you try to
No, we did not last year. No, we did not.
any plans?
Yes, we definitely, our goal is to try the world championship for sure.
So what's the strength of your team this weekend?
Our race is the distance races.
Oh, you like distance?
Oh yeah, we love distance.
Have you done 2K?
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
We have racing in the Indy capital, right? Racing capital of the world, so we like a little NASCAR on the wheels, a little NASCAR on the course.
I love it. I love it. What is your expectations from this 4 days?
We just want to come and compete and be, right up there with the other teams. We know that the Canadian team set the gold standard, so we want to be right there in the mix, and we want to battle and do well.
Excellent, excellent. Where's your next race after this?
We're actually going to be back in the Midwest in Kentucky, and we'll finish out Kansas City in our, which is their inaugural race for our season in the end of September.
You know Iowa has a great race too?
We have been before yes, yeah. We were back when it used to be a capture flag race.
That's right. That's right. That was part of the solidity about that. If you guys want to race at a great race, Iowa is obviously a great race. Would you recommend any race in your local region that you would tell teams about?
Yeah, so we just got back from Akron last weekend. They have a great venue and race, and they have very competitive racers in Akron, Ohio. The Dragon team. Yeah, they're actually going to Ravenna. They made Ravenna. And then Chicago is always a great, amazing team. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Your team consists of how many people?
We actually have 80 active paddlers, and we have our A-boat, our ferry boat. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, what are you guys doing for small, like a standard with small boat? What are you guys doing for your setup? I know that's a big discussion right now.
Yeah, we don't do small boat. We only have a standard. So we use our power in our engine room in the middle, 5, 6, and 7. We have our technical battles in the back of the boat, and our rhythm in the front with the leads.
Do you put everyone like seats 5, 6, 7, 8, or do you kind of spread them out?
I do 4 through 7.
4 through 7. Is it working?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, all other teams can. You just gave it away. Your plans while here at Rome, you guys are going to go see Niagara Falls?
Yeah, we actually did the falls yesterday. I know some teammates are planning on doing that. Some folks are taking advantage of the beautiful countryside, the biking. Yeah, just enjoying the amazing countryside.
Gorgeous out here.
You guys, you're missing. If you guys are out there listening to a live feed, come over to Welland and try the race here. It's amazing. What do you think of the officiating with the Canadian and U.S. officials here?
It's been great. They've been super gracious, explaining things very clearly on the Zoom call, and then here today, they've been very interactive. Thanks to volunteers on the docks, been very clear with us as well. So yes,
that's
amazing.
That's great. Have you guys done the BCP championship?
No, we have not.
Going to?
But it's on our list of
No.
things to try.
Yeah. Where's this upcoming one? Do you know?
That I don't.
I had it in my head. I just totally forgot.
Oh, sorry. It's France. That's it. Yes. Sorry, I misunderstood it. Yeah, we've done ICCC.
That's what
Yes.
Yeah, many times. Yeah. So we have France coming up in 2026.
Oh, you are going to go that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we went to New Zealand last year.
Yeah, it was in, where was that in New Zealand? What city was that in?
Oh gosh,
Was it Auckland?
No, it was south of Auckland. It was kind of in the middle of the North Island.
I forgot the name as well. The sun's killing me.
It's like Lake Wakapira.
The names in New Zealand got quite long. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate interviewing you, Tim. I wish you the best of luck for the next 4 days, and hopefully in a couple of days we'll see something around your neck that looks cool. Excellent. You guys have a great day.
All right, thanks
Great,
again.
thanks a lot.
Tower. If you get a chance, come on down and we will do an opening ceremony for our first championship, Canadian-US championship. So come on down. We've got our opening ceremony starting shortly. Again, thank you to all our volunteers and our officials from the US and Canada. If you see one of them, please go up to them and say thank you very much for their time. Opening ceremony is starting soon.
Mortals, Maelstrom from Montreal. Boat 2, the True North Leviathan Black. Boat 3, Liquid La Prem. Boat 4, NDRC Yellow. Boat 5, NDRC. Lane 6, Boat 6, the True North Hammerheads. And boat number 7, the 22 Dragons Premier Mixed. Again, standing by for race number 50. Premier Mixed is standard 2K. And good luck.
Followed by True North Levian Black, Liquid La Femme, NDRC Yellow, NDRC, True North Hammerheads, and 22D Premier Mixed. Scott, do you know the times of when the boats can start after the first boat leaves, the intervals? I believe it's going to be at 10 seconds or 15 seconds. We'll just confirm that with our officials shortly. Boats will be lined up, and I believe it's the time of the start of the race is when they cross the finish line.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have the team starting about 25 meters behind the start line. You'll see those crews get up to full speed, but their race time doesn't happen until they cross what I call the timeline, which is the start and finish. They're doing 2 full laps, and plus, I guess, 25 meters to get up to speed.
So in Thailand, we were actually penalizing any teams that would hold back. And do you know the rationale why teams hold back at the start line?
Yeah, this is huge. This is sportsmanship, really, Gary.
Mhm.
And to hold back, you get cleaner water.
Ah.
When you're coming up behind the team, the water it has weights in it, right? And you have to battle through that wash. So the further behind you are, the flatter and cleaner the water is, and so there's an advantage to having clean water. And so teams are basically, gamesmanship is what I would say. Pushing the boundaries of what's legal.
So in the European Championships where we were at recently, they actually did the fastest boats first, and then the slowest boats last. Here in the Can-Am Games, what are we doing here?
We are going slowest to fastest based on the 500-meter rankings, and I really think that's the way to go. I think it just happens by action of coming up behind the team, passing the team. It adds, some variability to the racing circumstances. It adds, you gotta pass people and people gotta follow the rules and you gotta coordinate. But I think the athletes, they love it.
So
the time trial not as satisfying.
we had this dispute here in Europe, and then they were saying that teams have to move to the right if they're slower. Is that the same here?
Definitely. 6 meters from the buoy to your left, you gotta leave room for a team to pass you on the inside or to your left. You basically gotta travel down the outside of your lane.
Gotcha.
The only time you should be close to buoys is when you're turning. And if you have a good steersperson and you can hug those buoys, that is great.
You were mentioning earlier they're changing the apex turn to a sharp turn to a shallow turn, and you can see that now, where the apex, the furthest buoy out, is now brought towards the race course, so it's much shallower.
That looks good to me where it is right now. I find teams on their practice turn are a little further away, and then they get the feel for it, and then they're much sharper on their second turn. So this looks good. The apex has come in quite a bit, and teams that can cut hard here where the DRC is, teams that can cut hard at that first buoy, they're going to have a lot of success.
So on this 2K race, what is the major strategy here in Welland on this race course specifically? Anything?
Something Canadians do really well is they take this race really aggressive. We've found that some of the other countries, they try to pace themselves for 2,000 years, and we find most teams in Canada come out of the blocks quite aggressively, and they either try to make a pass or make sure they can't be passed, and that sets them up for good water.
Now, with teams, is it advisable to hold back against Canadians or get aggressive on Canadians?
I think when the teams around you are fast, you gotta be fast. So don't hold anything back. Go hard right away. Make up ground if you can. Create space behind you, and in most cases that's gonna set you up. Especially if you can make a pass, you can get to the inside. Then that's just good news.
We have 7 teams. We only got 5 teams on the water, so we're still waiting for 2 more teams. I believe there was a small little adjustment to this race that I heard. It sounds like teams now can pass on the inside of the race course on the straight line, but must get back into the race line as soon as they pass the slow team. Did you hear that?
So I'm not gonna be an official. I don't want to dare say contradict anything that your team have said. But just as a racer, Kerry, I want to pass on the inside. I never want to pass anyone on the outside. I want to get position. I want to get right away, and I want to be to your left.
So I'm going to red flag you when I see you at the next national race. But for this race specifically, they've adjusted the rules slightly on the straight line. The slow team ahead of you has to pull right, and the passing team goes on the left without cutting into the race course. However, for this race, they will allow teams to pass on the inside of the course, but must get back into the line of racing before that 50-meter turn marker. So you're going to see this happen possibly on this race. So on a straight line, teams now can pass on the left, which is normal, but in the course, but must come back into the race line as soon as they pass the slow team. There's also issues with the 2-meter. What is that 2-meter about?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in the 2-meter rule. So basically, for safety reasons, there should always be 2 meters of clean water between paddles. And that's at any point of any race. So let's say we're in the 2K and we're on the turn, and I'm passing you, because of course I'm passing you, I'm not being passed. And so I'm coming up behind you, and then there's got to be 2 meters.
Gotcha.
If you're 6 or 7 meters away from the buoys, that gives me 4 or 5 meters to get in there and make the pass. So I'm a big believer that keeps us safe.
Oh, that's great. I totally agree. We find that a lot of teams don't adhere to 2K, especially through the turns, and we see a little bit of collision.
Yeah.
As an official, what we're watching for is who made the move off their line and who impeded the other boats, and that's what we're watching for through these turns. That's what, Hammerheads? Or is
That
that...
is 22D, and that is Matt Smith,
Who's Matt Smith?
former president of Dragonboat Canada, and IDBF vice president Matthew Smith, also head coach of our premier national team.
Yeah, I was at one of the races, and they asked me to speak with Matt about an incident, and I was got a little nervous, but he took it in good stride. So. So from the camera view, you can't really see what we're referring to, but if we can scan our camera over to the buoys, you're going to see an entrance where there's 2 orange buoys followed by 2 white buoys. Teams must go through those 2 orange buoys and through the 2 white buoys. As they go through the apex, they exit it with 2 whites and 2 oranges down the race course. This is all 17s being set up at the start line. We have our official, and we're standing right now, Scott, at the finish line. They're going to travel in a counterclock direction, starting on the far side of the canal here. You can see our starter. They're standing on shore with
Make a turn. I've got to take a phone call here. I'll be right back.
he's got his cell phone in the booth here, but that's okay. I will do the announcement. Okay, it'll be basically 3 turns. First turn is down on the south side, coming down will be the second turn, and then we'll pass up to the third turn and back down the race course. As they get down to the race final lap, they can finish anywhere they want, provided it's within the race lines. Meaning they can finish lane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. But on the straight lines, they're generally going down the race course on the outsides of, insides of lanes 1, 2. And on the outside, they'll be going lane 5 and 6, roughly. As the teams are being loaded here, our camera should be zooming to the teams lining up. And again, we're starting the Viscount Dragons Premier Mix small boat, followed by, Immortal Maelstrom. This is race number 50, followed by True North Leaving Black, Liquid La Femme, NBCR Yellow, NDRC, True North Hammerheads, and then 22 Premier Mix. This setup was designed or basically scheduled based on their 500-meter race times. Teams are being brought up to the line. Again, there's going to be an interval between the boats. Starter will start them off, and as soon as their first team goes, the second team then comes up to the start line. There is no running starts. We do ask teams to stop their boats before giving the call to proceed. Our race officials, we do have all boats on the race course, official boats. We will have 2 in each apex, 1 on the entry, 1 on the exit. We also have a 50-meter call, so 50 meters basically means the 50-meter piston will give the team the right-of-way call. That right-of-way basically tells the team they have the right-of-way going into the turn, but does not give them the right to do whatever they want. If they take the inside line, they got the right-of-way on the inside. If they take the middle lane, their right-of-way is through the middle, and if they're right-of-way on the outside, they take the outside lane. If there is no boats within their vicinity, they can do as they wish. But if there's boats within the 2-meter, they must hold their line. And we've got our favorite person back, Scott. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You're going to call this race with me, my friend. Viscount's looking good. And there's the horn. You're hearing the horn of a starter.
A lot on the line here. If you think about how close all of these crews were in the 500-meter race, and we have a point system here, right? All 3 distances matter, the 500, the 2K, and the 200. So gold medals are very much up for grabs.
So these are 10-second intervals by the sounds of it. and these teams are going to really get too tight on the first turn. We're going to start turning the cameras down there so you can see the action.
Good start by all the crews on the water. You're seeing crews start to deviate to the right side of the lanes, or at least that's what they should be doing, so that they are leaving room for teams to catch them. Typically, there's not a lot of action on the first straightaway, but I see 22 Dragons coming out of the blocks very, very aggressively. It looks like their strategy is to try to make a pass as soon as they can.
True North has actually caught the immortal 200 meters.
Yeah, it's rare to see passing in this first straightaway. Clean water for NDRC at the back, that's going to be good for them. Clean water gets you just a slight advantage. See, 22 Dragons is coming out very aggressive, but they're fighting through wash right now. So they made up the stagger really well, but now they're in the tough spot where they got to fight. They got to battle through wash, and that is a challenging situation.
So you see True North there in lane number 2 and Immortals on the right side. What's your thought as a steers person right now, Scott?
So if I'm in the True North boat, I am pushing because I want right away. I don't want to get stuck behind maybe a slower crew going around the turn. I want right away. If I can get right away and the official can give me right away, then I know I can do the turn that I want.
So is there wash riding allowed here at 2K races?
Wash riding is allowed in the 2K. However, there's rare opportunities for you to do it because the faster boat is coming on. If I'm passing and I'm faster, there's rare opportunities where I can utilize wash riding.
I find a lot of teams talk about wash riding, but they really don't know how to execute it properly.
That's absolutely right. And the answer is do it in practice, right? If you have a club where you can have 2 or more boats on the water at once, then you can really get more comfortable being around boats.
What do you think of that first turn there?
This is good. We already got 3 teams. We've got lots of action. We often don't have this much action on the first turn.
I find a lot of 2K races, they don't use the heads or tails because of the damages.
I'm a big fan of keeping heads and tails on. I think our sport is dragon boat racing, and the heads and tails bring life to the dragon. So that is, to me, that's very important.
So there's a current rule in the 2K race that if you maliciously break the heads and tails when coming, say, back to the docks, the team is going to be responsible for the damages.
Yeah, that just makes sense. If you invite people over to your house and they throw your plates on the ground, then I would hope you treat them accordingly as well.
So when I come to your house, Scott, I'll not break your dishes.
Well, if we celebrate a little too hard, you never know what's going to happen.
So we're coming down the straight line. We got teams kind of cluttered, and we're now, as officials, looking for the 2-meter clearance. They cannot clash paddles, and if they do, officials will be watching for who made the move onto the other team.
Got a team like right on that buoy line. I think it's Immortals in the white jerseys.
Okay.
I think it's Immortals. I could be wrong on that. In the white jerseys. That's Liquid. Liquid is in the white jersey. So Liquid is really right on their buoy line, and they're pushing. They're making a pass, and Liquid wants to catch True North Leviathan here. Same thing with 22 Dragons. 22 Dragons is now making the pass. They're right on the edge of that wash. And you'll see their boat all of a sudden get clean water. They're going to slide down the wash. Matt Smith at 22 Dragons, they're pushing. They're right on the cusp of the wave. They're not over it yet. Once they get over it, they're going to pick up speed because they're going to be going downhill. NDRC Yellow's holding them off pretty well.
Now,
and then advantage NDRC at the back here because they got clean water. They got nice clean water. They're racing their own race. They don't have a mess to overcome. So I think really True North, Hammerheads, and NDRC are looking strong in this race because they've had the cleanest ride.
Boat number 2 is entering the turn first with a. Then we see 3 and 1 coming through the turn. 3, there's coverage on 1, so the right of way goes to which team, Scott?
Right, so 3's got right away there, but their 22 Dragons just slid down the wave. They got over the wave, they slid down the wave. They have a lot of speed going into this turn. This is their opportunity if they can get clean water in this third straightaway. Liquid turn there. Liquid.
Wow, look at that. These teams have really clustered up in the first 1,000 meters, and they're coming through the exit.
Great turn by 22D. Great turn. Touching buoys, really getting themselves. And now True North has a problem because NDRC Yellow has come in front of them, and they are going to have that messy water in this next straightaway.
But you see that boat number 1, they left the door open for Matt Smith and boat number 5 to cut underneath them.
Nice job there by Lindsay in Hammerheads in lane 6. Really nice job just being patient around the turn, and now it's time to go for all these teams. Third straightaway liquid looks like they're inside the course. So this is interesting. 22 is passing liquid, liquid's inside the course. So that's going to create some interesting scenarios at the next turn.
Really cool to see these teams actually give way to each other. That's very respectful for a lot of the teams who know they're actually slower to give way to the team that's faster.
Yeah, again, advantage NDRC at the back here. They got clean water. I don't know if they made up the stagger, but they're out of the mess. So they get to paddle their own stroke, their normal stroke. They get to paddle with power. And you can see Hammerhead's boat right now. They're fighting the wave. Hammerhead's has a tough slog on this straightaway. 22D has some interesting scenarios at this turn because they got to fully pass liquid in order to get a clear start into their turn.
As an official, this is one of the scariest moments. As I look down to the south side, as an official, I'm seeing 7 boats coming at me at once. So the right of way becomes an issue when we make the call. Usually when it's 2 boats, right of way is easy to call. But when you've got 5 boats, you can't really say who's got it right away. What you have to do is say, hey, boat 2, you got the inside line. Boat 3, you got the middle. Boat 4, you got the outside. And the teams need to follow that line as they go through the apex.
So I'm watching us come in this turn. I'm really watching 22D in the dark blue. And I'm looking at liquid in the white inside of them. I don't know what the officials are going to call. I'm sure 22D wants to take their preferred line on this turn.
I see the steers person really wrenching on that board to get that boat turned around. I find that will really slow a boat down. And the turn looks good on the first boat.
Just watching those practice turns, these are sharp turns. The teams are really grabbing a lot of water going into the turn. That looked clean. And you can see Hammerheads have also got position. That was really important for them. They got position. They got to take the turn line that they wanted. So those top 3 teams, 22D, True North Hammerheads, and NDRC, it's going to be close.
So in Europe, this couple weeks ago, I was officiating the 2K race, and the German team actually came out of a turn, and the steers lady fell out of the boat, and the team kept going. It was the most weirdest thing I've ever seen, but we stopped the boat from proceeding, and we turned around and looked at the steers person swimming back to shore.
Amazing.
Okay, back to the race here. This looks like a clean race.
Interesting here, Kerry, how the sort of advantages have shifted. 22 Dragons got by their competition, so they are now in mostly clean water. I know that there's still True North out there at the front. 22 Dragons has good water in front of them.
Yeah.
Hammerheads is in the middle of the pack. They've got lots of wash to deal with. And NDRC is probably for the first time having to deal with wash at this point in the race. So, you know, that hard work of getting over the wave earlier is starting to pay off for teams that have made passes.
When you talk about this wash, it's everywhere. I mean, how do you avoid it?
You can find little pockets. You can find little smooth spots. Even like, just as an example, if you're dealing with wash, being right behind a crew is a little softer and cleaner. Being angled to a crew, you're eating that bow wave that comes off. So, you know, being right behind a crew, you can find a little soft spot, and being, you know, adjacent to a crew, it's a lot rougher.
And I guess the whole concept is when you get clean water, you can catch the water easier.
Yeah, the boat just moves better. The boat just moves smoother.
So who that boat number 2 just came through the line? That was
Leviathan.
Yep, and it doesn't mean they won, right, Scott?
No, they didn't want everything's timed. So you're looking at the interval really between 22 Dragons, and people are now starting to count to 10 in their head. And then we've got True North here, and that interval looked to me, I don't know, I'm not going to call it. And then the True North to NDRC interval, NDRC looks like they might, oh, interesting there, the 2 NDRC teams finished right beside. That'll be a picture that will go up on their wall.
But it looks like 7 caught 4. It means that's,
Absolutely.
yeah, that means
So,
the higher the number.
I'm not going to, NDRC looked like they had a good run there.
And who's this boat number 1 coming through the finish line?
Immortals.
Well, they're still alive.
They are. They're dry.
That is the first of the 2K races today. Here, mixed standard.
race, the Senior D mixed small boat, the BCP breast cancer paddler small boat, ACP, the all cancer paddler small boat, and the Premier M mixed small boat, and the Senior B mixed small boats at 2K. Following boats, boat number 1, the Bytown Dragons, Premier mixed the small boat. Boat 2, Senior, the Club CACCC, Senior B mixed. And boat 3 from the Edmonton Dragon Boat Racing Club, Senior B mixed. Boat 4, the Ottawa Dragon Masters Senior B mixed. And boat 5, PDBC Senior B mixed. And in boat 6, the Blackheart from Florida, Blackheart Senior B mixed. And in lane boat 7, the Canal Dragons, South Niagara Racing Canoe Club in the ACP division. And in boat number 8, Not Abreast.
Just a quick reminder to all teams, if you're in the 2K race, you are race number 16 and 17, start heading towards the marshalling area now. This is race 16 and 17 for the 2K race. Please start heading to the marshalling now.
So heads up race number 17, again 2K. This will be in the Senior B mixed standard boat, Senior D mixed standard boat, and the BCP breast cancer paddler standard 2K. Race number 17 heads up in the following boats. Boat number 1, Fuda Senior B mixed. Boat 2, CSDC Senior B mixed 2. Boat 3, 22 Dragons Senior B mixed. Boat 4, CSDC Senior B mixed 1. Lane 5 from Florida, Sparta 70. Lane 6, Dragons Abreast. Boat 7, Indy Survivors, and boat number 8, Robust. Those teams, again, please head on down to marshalling. That's the heads up for race number 17. But race number 16, standing by. And once again, the following teams. For race number 16, the Bytown Dragons Premier Mixed Small Boat. Boat number 2, Club CACCC Senior B Mixed. Boat 3, the Edmonton Dragon Boat Racing Club Senior Comp Team. Boat 4, the Ottawa Dragons Master Senior B Mixed. Boat 5, PWC Senior B Mixed. Boat 6, Blackheart Senior D Mixed. Boat 7, Canal Dragons ACP. And Boat 8, Not Abreast for race number 16, standing by.
Nucci 17, come on, BDC. Speedy Gardner, let's go, La Fremme. There's another comment here. What's this one, Tony?
That's the Hammerheads. I think the let's go Hammies.
Hammies.
The Hammerheads. You better believe it.
Oh, there's Marika. Hey, Marika. Good to see you from the West Coast. Marika is from California. She's on the live stream watching the action. Lawrence, thank you again for your response. I know we're working through some of the glitches with our audio, but we thank you. Continue these shoutouts. We'll be reading them out to all the paddlers here in Welland. So, yeah, keep up these chats. We'd love to see your comments, and we'll read them out and shout out to your teams. Thank you to our officials on the water. You guys did an amazing job. Stay hydrated. It's getting a little hot out here. Music. And on the water, in lane number 2, you'll see a team that is Club Sake from Seattle, Washington. So a little background to this. We at Falls Creek used to travel down to Seattle and coach this group with Leslie Blythe. Leslie has now become the coach of the sake team, and she's done an amazing job bringing teams to world championships throughout the world. So best of luck to the Club Sake team for sure. They've lost a huge founder of their club, Matt Marr. If anybody recognized the name in Seattle, he passed away just recently, and my heart goes out to the Saki family. And yeah, we miss you, Matt. We know you're watching now, watching all over us.
Pickering Dragon Boat Club, Senior C.
You're senior C now?
Yes.
I think when I first saw you, you're senior A. What happened to the extra 20 years?
I was racing Senior A, but Senior CH.
When's the last time I saw you?
Oh, that may Hungary, was it?
I think it was Sensei. Yeah, I was hungry. I actually passed out. I was actually heat exhausted from the hot weather there. How's Pickering looking right now?
Oh, we're looking very good. We're hanging in there. As usual, most clubs are struggling to keep paddlers, but we're doing quite well.
Are you got a senior D team as well?
Senior D is on the books. We're working at it. Not racing much. We do have a women's team racing this weekend here.
Yeah.
Senior D. Yeah.
How's everything with you and your family? Everything's good?
Yeah, everything's great.
Yeah. Excellent. How's your team doing right now?
Doing very well. We have our Senior B small boat crew. I think they're going up for the 2K now. Doing well.
Who's coaching you guys at Pickering right now?
Scott Murray.
Who's that guy?
I don't know. I have no clue who he is.
We actually had him up here in the announcing booth, and he was talking about the race plan, and we're trying to extract some secrets. So he wasn't giving much. What's the secret for your group? Come on, share.
We won't disclose anything. And Jordan's on top of everything.
Oh, I haven't seen Jordan in a while.
He's here very busy today.
Is he riding the bike again?
No, don't trust him with the bike.
Where's your next trip?
Ravenna, Italy.
You going?
Yep.
We're gonna do drinks together?
Drinks?
Yeah.
You buying?
Deal. Prosecco.
All right,
So
sounds good.
I'll be in Italy about a week and a half before the event starts, so I hope to hook up with you and we'll have a drink together.
Sounds great.
Great to see you, Anthony. I wish you and your team best of luck, and we'll see you again soon.
All right, very good.
Oh God, well, of course from Ottawa. Of course, the White Dragons Premium Mix, of course, well known for their iconic line uniforms.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Good for the announcers, because we know who they are, so we know we're on the right race.
I actually saw them in Regina, and I was like, whoa, you guys are very bright. Second team?
Okay, good. We got, let's take a look here, the Senior B, or the Club Sake.
Yeah.
All the way from Seattle.
Yep.
from Toronto.
Oh,
Toronto.
okay.
And yeah, do a lot of cycling. And yeah, paddled years ago with my running club, Longboat Road Runners.
Yeah.
Being 6'7", you know where I paddled the boat?
Where?
Engine room.
So many was your legs. So those who don't know, too tall Tony, it's no joke. He is tall, and I actually have to sit down. I still look up to him in my seat. So yeah, you're a very tall guy. What do you stand? 6 feet, 7 feet?
6'7", and but our team was Wildfire.
Yeah.
Our team was called Longboat Road Runners. Our namesake was the great Tom Longboat, the great native runner from Six Nations. But our strength in the boat was cardio.
Ours was drinking. We would actually drink before we paddle, especially 2K race. Yeah.
No, but cardio, our team, I paddled with him for about 3 years, but our main strength was cardio.
Yeah.
Because in our team, I think we had about 200 marathons in between us. I've run about 27 marathons over the years. So, but cardio, we won our very first heat, which was so exciting.
That's amazing. So looking at the water, it looks like we do have all the boats. We're looking for 8 boats. No, we got 7 boats, don't we? We're just missing. Oh, I see the last boat. They're just getting into the boats. So we'll bring you the next race. This is race 16 on the water. These are an 8-boat race of BCP and ACP with Premier Men as well. So we'll come to you just shortly. Welcome back, everyone. A little slight change to the race course. They've taken out one of the white buoys on the entrance to turn number 2. It looks like the little white buoy is on the inside, is causing some issues with teams are turning tight into the apex turn. So small adjustments. So as you look at your video, you'll notice that one buoy is now missing, so that teams are not impeded on the entrance to turn number 2. We've got all 8 boats on the water. Tony, what teams do we have for this race?
For race number, I guess we are on 16. Once again, the Bytown Dragons Premier Mixed in boat number 1, well known for their line uniforms. Of course, very easy to spot on the water. And again, from Seattle, Club CACCC Senior B Mixed in boat number 2, boat 3. From Edmonton, the Edmonton Dragon Boat Racing Club Senior B Mixed, boat number 4, the Ottawa Dragon Masters Senior B Mixed. And it got a big showdown between our 2 teams from Ottawa. And then boat 5 from Pickering, the Pickering Dragon Boat Club PWC Senior B Mixed. And then from Florida, boat number 6, Blackheart Senior B Mixed. Lane number 7, a local team, the All Cancer Paddlers, Canal Dragons from the South Niagara Canoe Club. And in lane number 8, rather boat number 8, from the Breast Cancer Paddlers Not Abreast, working with us today. We talked about cardio earlier on the strength of cardio, particularly in 2K, which is why we have many of our paddlers, of course, either run or cycle, of course, which is critically important, particularly during the winter months. Cardio, of course, very much part of the event today. But what was your big strength, Gary, running or cycling?
My strength was cycling. It actually helped me a lot. Yeah, it was really good. Also helps with a lot of meditation.
Of course it does. Of course, critically important.
All right, we got race number 17. We're just about to start this little race here. This is a 2K race for what they call small boat, but in a standard boat. Race officials are all in place. Starters giving the cues to all teams to come up to the start line. Again, there's only a 10-second interval between the first boat to the second boat. Again, the time starts as soon as you cross the so-called finish line, because we are standing on the finish line going in a counter-clock rotation. So, M. Hart, we are on the next race. There is a small break. I wouldn't call it a break. It's a loading of the boats. So whenever there's a 2K race, there's usually a time that it takes the boats to do the course. And then when they go back to dock, there's a switching of the 2K boats to the next set of 2K boats, which causes what may look like a long break, but it's just moving lots of people into boats and moving people out from the previous race. So yes, it's not a break, it's just the circumstances of a 2K rotation. Boats are just given their last calls. 2 race official boats are located on the first and third turn. There will be 2 50-meter marker officials that will be giving the call of right of way, and then 2 officials here on the finish line, aka the start line. So boats are just giving their last call. First boat that will be going off will be Bytown Dragons. 10 seconds. As soon as that occurs, second team will then go. That's Club Sake. Time starts as soon as they cross the start line.
Okay, good.
Starter is given their first cue of a horn. Teams have acknowledged that they hear it. Any team running that start line will be penalized with a running start and will be noted at the end of the race. So we're getting a small push of wind coming from north to south. Teams are being pushed back. It's hard to keep a team set on that start line. So yeah, we got a small little push of wind, but it's still very hot here. Tony, what's the weather like right now here in Welland?
I am just very quickly. I'm just checking the weathercast. About 22 degrees. Feeling more like 23 today, but I was outside a few minutes ago, a little cooler. It's not too bad, but we do have a little bit of wind coming our way. I believe a little wind coming in from the northwest.
And there you go. Thanks, Tony, for the update on the weather. Team number 1 is gone. That is the Bytown Dragons Premier Mixed Small, followed by the Club Sake Senior B Mixed. In 5 more seconds, I heard the next call. That is the Edmonton Team EDRC Senior Comp Team. The next team coming off the line is lane number 4. That's the Ottawa Dragon Master Senior B Mixed. Again, this is a standard boat, but with only 10 paddlers. This is number 6. Lane number 6 is the Blackheart Senior D mix. Where's the Blackheart team from again?
Blackheart all the way from the villages in Florida. I'm sure today feels a little on the cool side for them, but I'm sure but I think they'll be quite comfortable this Sunday, where it's going to be quite warm.
Lane number 7 is the Canal Dragons ACP team. Again, Canal being referencing Welland. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yes, the Canal Dragons from the South Niagara, not too far from here, but quite a diverse club. They have a program for children, but great to have them back this year.
And finally, off the start line, this is race number 16, lane number 8, not abreast. And are they a Canadian or a U.S. team there?
Not abreast is actually from Canada. And again, their founder was Kathy Levy, great team. She was inducted into the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame back in 2022. Their team motto, which I like, is "Together is team. Together, everyone achieves more," which I'm sure you'll agree.
And you see a clear video of team number 7. And again, thank you to our video and audio team of Locke and Lisa here from Ottawa. Thank you very much for your services. As we look down the race course, we've got boats already bunching up. And the reason for this bunching up on the straightaway is it's only a 10-second interval. 10 seconds doesn't give a lot of space between the teams. And so these teams are catching each other on the first turn. So we're coming into the first turn. Down the far side, we'll see Bytown Dragons. Clear lead still, but right behind it, we've got Club Saki, EDBRC, and Ottawa catching them. So we've started to see a cluster of 3 to 4 boats. Followed by that is the Blackheart, Canal Dragons, and Not Abreast. Off the first turn, we've got a clean turn with Bytown coming across, and they're making their final exit of their turn, and they're in the bright green jersey down there. Followed that, we've got lane 3. EDBRC has made their move on Club Saki. EDBRC, it looks like they're now second. In third, it's Club Saki. So these turn races, it's really dependent on the steers person's ability. And through the first turn, we're still seeing a little bit of cluster of 4 boats, followed with a small break, and then we see 3 boats on entering the first turn. Those 3 boats are Not Abreast, Canal, and Blackheart Senior. So it looks like it's going to be 2 groups going through the 2K race. One group being a little cluster, and the second cluster on the end coming through. So this is going to be an interesting race on the second turn. Coming down the race course, teams are looking for their line. Again, like we mentioned earlier, they're trying to find clean water as they get through other boats. A lot of teams will kick up a lot of what we call dirty water. Dirty water is water that does not help a team, but may even slow down a team. So these teams are now jockeying for position, but the key is to keep the 2-meter distance. As they come down to the second turn, officials are looking for the call. Who's got the right of way? In this scenario, with the cameraman looking down the race course, it is hard to tell who's got a right of way here. A right of way is dependent on the stern, the head of the boat behind, matching to the steering arm of the boat in front. If they've got coverage, which means the head is covered, the steering arm, that means the team that has met that standard has got the right of way. When you see 4 or 5 boats like you see here, it's hard to tell you who's got a right of way. So in this scenario, officials will say, inside boat, you got inside lane, middle boat, you got middle lane, outside boat, you got the outside lane. It is the lane of choice that you've made coming into the 50-meter mark. So officials are now looking at this turn. They're trying to figure who's got a right of way. In this scenario, you basically have 3 boats coming into a turn. 5 should be taking the inside line. Boat 3 is the middle. Boat 1 is at the outside. Boat 4 is trying to go on the outside of 1, which is fair, but they must keep their line on the outside. 5 makes the turn through the turn very cleanly, and boat 3 is following. Oh, and there is a small collision. 3 taps boat number 1. That is technically a penalty because 2-meter clearance was not given. But we'll wait for the officials at the tower to make that call. The other 2 boats are trying to make the turn, and you can see boat number, what's the Bytown, and they do. But again, 2-meter clearance must be achieved. Coming through the turn, boat 5 is on the outside, 3 is on the inside, boat 1 is in the middle. Boat 4 has decided to go outside, which is a clean turn, no impact, and apparently there will be no penalty for boat number 4. But just entering that turn, one team's head did clip the tail of the team in front, and that will be noted, and officials will make the call. Coming down the race course, we've got the second cluster of boats coming down the race course. We're looking at Blackheart Senior D, Canal Dragons, and Not Abreast. As they come down the race course, this is not as close as the first group of boats. We've got boat number 6, that is the Blackheart. And they look like they're just in a nice rhythm, clean water, and they're enjoying a nice paddle on the water. Followed by number 6, we've got number 7, Canal Dragons ACP, and followed up the purple team, number 8, Not Abreast. Going back to the action on the downstream, this is after 1,000 meters. They're now halfway through the race. They're roughly about 1,200 odd meters. Boats are starting to spread out. I think this is where, Tony, you were talking about their cardio.
Well, cardio, critically important. Question for you, Kerry, of course, with regard to these steers. This, of course, a real testament not only to the cardio development of our paddlers, but also with regard to the steers. Now, some of the steers, of course, know each other, so it's a bit of a mind game, I think, out there on the course, working with each other. But we've had a couple of penalties, as you can see. But again, the steers, and again, how long does it usually take before, when somebody starts to steer, before they have the confidence and the talent and the confidence to do a 2K?
It actually varies. Every person is very different in a lot of ways, and the only way you know how to steer a 2K proficiently is to do it. In the first couple of years, you try, you get nervous, you get scared, and at some point, some of these steers people actually fall out of the boat. But over time, with more experience, they can get the skill set very easily. But if you only do it once a year, learning to how to steer a 2K race can be very overwhelming to steers people.
Okay, another quick question with regard to in a 2K, when you have a team captain working with a team from the 500 to 200, are they placing some of the paddlers a little differently in the boat for 2K?
With the standard boat and even with a small boat setup, yeah, there is a crucial point of how you set up your crew in a boat. Because you got to deal with weight, you have to deal with strengths of individuals, and as you said, engine room versus the pacers, as we call it at the front. It really makes a difference in how the team performs, on how you set up your team, for sure.
Would you be, with regard to the engine room, because on the turns, turning to the left, would you have maybe perhaps some of the stronger paddlers on the, let's say, on the left side of the boat to help facilitate the turn?
Not really, because when you put all your stronger paddlers on one side, you may find that the steer is always fighting the boat's straight line. So it's more of a weight issue and power to weight ratio. So there's combinations that a lot of coaches out there will play with to find the right balance. But with a 2K race, it's really incumbent to get a very good steers person with good communication with your drummer. With that last incident where the boat touched the other boat, it was incumbent on that drummer to give an indication to their steers person how close they were. But from what I could observe from the tower, there wasn't a lot of communication. The steers person really can't see how close the front of the boat is to the boat in front of them. So as we come down the race course, last stretch of the 2K race, any of these teams can finish anywhere they want on the race course. They do not have to finish in the outer part of the lane like they are right now. So if a team wishes to go from lane 0 over to lane 6 to finish the race, they're most welcome to. I wouldn't highly advise it. It'll take them longer. But yeah, when teams cut across into the race course, they're looking for clean water. So this is lane number 5 coming through the race course. That means 5 basically past Bytown, CACCC, EDBRC, and Ottawa. This is EDBC, Senior B, clearly passing 4 boats in front of them, followed by boat number 4. Boat number 4, again passing So if you're a high number and you finish in numbers below you, in this case 5 beats 4, 3, 2, 1, that means 5 got 50 extra seconds on the other boats basically, because they start in 10-second intervals. Boat 1, we've got Bytown being caught by boat 2. So that is Club Saki catching Bytown as well. So congratulations to Club Saki. So by catching them, they've shaved off 10 seconds off their time. Again, don't forget, when you cross the finish line, it does not mean you're first. There's still a calculation based on the fact that you started 10 seconds apart from each other. So that Club Saki catching boat 1, that's a great job. Looking down the race course, we've got the second set of teams coming down. Again, those teams are not as clustered as the first team. We've got a Blackheart Senior D mix coming down the race course with no one in clear sight. With that, having said that, that team basically has right of way. They can do whatever they want. So if you get the call right of way and there's no teams around you, you can fishtail down the race course if you like. Followed by that, we've got the Canal Dragons ACP, really keeping their strokes really clean, nice rhythm, nice rate. They're having a great paddle here in the canal. And then we've got lane number 8, not abreast. This Ottawa team, how far are we from Ottawa?
The Ottawa, I believe they're from within Ottawa.
No, how far is that from here, canal?
What, I mean Ottawa?
Yeah, distance.
Oh, distance? Oh gosh, I think it's about, 400 kilometers, I think, roughly.
400. Our friends Locke and Lisa are from there. How far is the drive for you guys?
We're close to 600.
600 kilometers?
600, it's just...
So, what's that, about an hour's way?
Oh, about from here, well, depending on how fast you're driving, okay, 401. I mean, could be done in 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, but it's my hometown, actually, Manor Park.
We have a special call out right now. We need the steers and captain for NDRC Yellow to the Tower ASAP. This is an urgent request. Steer and captain for NDRC Yellow to the Tower. Finishing off the last race here. This is the second of the 2Ks today. Terry Blackheart, boat number 6, coming to the finish line. Excellent race. And then looking on the race, we are now looking at Canal and not abreast. Boat number 7 coming into view. The purple team that you see there is called the Canal Dragons ACP. And with the lighter purple is the not abreast. Congratulations to all teams of the BCP, ACP teams for their race number 16 2K race.
CACCC Senior B Mix 2. Lane 3, 22 Dragons Senior B Mixed from Montreal. Boat 4, CSDC Senior B Mix 1. And lane 5, one of our U.S. teams, Sparta 70 from the States, from Florida. Lane 6, boat 7, Dragon Depressed. Boat 7, Indy Survivors. And boat number 8, Robust. On the water at the moment. Just a quick note, of course, lunch coming up. I've just been told that we have a great food vendor here called Healthwise. They've got chicken Caesar wraps, chicken salad, falafel, sandwiches, Italian club salads, and again, lots of great healthy food. It's called Healthwise, and you'll find them on the north side of the athletic building. Bon appetit.
So if we do this, let's kill the music. That's how we
Yeah, yeah. Oh, one of those. One of these at home.
Where's the fuzzy? I want a fuzzy. Senior B Mixed and CDSC Senior B Mixed 2. We apologize, Sarah. I think next time we'll try to just call these teams all different names than called Senior B Mixed 1, 2. So we'll do our best to explain which team is in which boat through the race, and we'll try to make sure we slow down the words between the teams so we don't mix the names up. We are just a few minutes away from race number 17. This is the Senior B Men's Standard Boat, Senior D Men's Standard Boat, BCP Standard Boat, 2K race. So we've got a few different classes in this 2K race. There are 8 boats on the water. Your comment. My friend here, Locke, is challenging me for sure today. If you see Locke out there from Ottawa, feel free to throw him overboard. Thanks, Locke, for all your help.
So they missed all that.
Please keep the shout-outs going. We love your comments. Our cameraman is now placing the camera on the start line. Starter is giving the final calls to all teams to start. That is Kim. If you see her just under the shade, Kim is starting the races. Team 1 is staring at Kim right now, just making sure they got the calls. When Team 1 gets a call, they're asked the teams 2, 3 to come to the start line. 10-second intervals again. This will be the last of the 2K race, and then we'll be switching back to the 500-meter races on race number 18, where you'll see teams such as Golden Hydras, U of T Iron Dragons Blue, Western Mustangs, Holy Macro. What is that?
From McMaster University.
Oh, I thought it was a Christian team or something. And lane number 6, the Jade Dragons. So that's race number 18 coming your way after this 2K race. I hope the sound is sounding better out on YouTube now. We thank you for your patience. This is the first day of our races, so I know that over the next 4 days we'll get everything perfected very shortly. But again, we thank you for being online, watching your friends and family members race here. We are now at 93 watching, so please continue to log in and watch what we're up to. Watch your friends and family race. I noticed these teams are staying in the shade here, Tony. What do you think? They're trying to avoid the sun?
Sunshine, it's like marathon running, you know. I mean, this 2K is a marathon on the water, so there's trying to, because heat is a real factor. They are getting a nice breeze coming in from the northwest on the water, but heat is a factor. They're trying to stay as cool as possible, so I think that they'll get through it, but it's a wise thing to stay in the shade.
And here we go. They're ready to start this race. Boat number 1's come to the start line. They will hear a horn or a call to start. This is Fuda, Senior B Mix, a team of people from Fuzhou, China. Just right next to Fuzhou is boat number 3, the 22D, Senior B Mix. Just to the left of them is boat number 2 coming into the scene. That's the CSDC, Senior B Mix 2. The time here locally is 8:36. This time of this race, oh sorry, I'm reading my 8:36 a.m. I'm reading my Vancouver time. It's 11:36 here locally. 8:36 back in Vancouver. This race is supposed to start at 11:45, so we're ahead of schedule, Tony. We're looking good.
That is good. That is good for the first day. So this bodes well for the entire weekend. Now 11:36 here in Welland, Ontario, Canada.
Starter just giving a call to Tower to make sure our finish line system is ready to go. So she's just waiting for a quick cue. Tony, what are your plans for tonight?
Lunch, I think, should be coming up shortly after this race, so I'm not too sure what you've ordered, but we are getting, and we will be talking about this great place called Healthwise. They've got some great health sandwiches just north of the athletic building if people are hungry. But I think we're all set to go for number 17. Standing by.
Check out the PDBC team here. They're running down. They're looking like they're trying to warm up themselves here.
They are. Well, talking about cardio, they're out for a nice little jiggity jog along the water.
And here we go. Tony, this race is about to start.
Good.
And I just heard the horn, and there they go. This is race number 17 from Fuzhou, Fuda Senior B Mixed. And look at these guys go. They're not going to let a team catch them. And boat number 2, 10 seconds after that, is CSDC, Senior B Mixed 2. Look at the speed of the boat number 2. They're going to catch Fuzhou right off the first 200 odd meters. Followed by that is the 22D Senior B Mixed. Boat number 4, just giving their call to start, CSDC Senior B Mixed. Again, boat 4 just started 40 seconds after Fuzhou, but based on what I can see, that quick start, they're going to catch them probably by the 400 meter mark. This is boat number 5 getting off the start line. That is the Sparta 70 Senior D Men Team. 10 seconds after that, we've got boat number 6, Dragon Abreast. Dragon Abreast, not a very fast start, but looks like they're just getting into the rhythm, which is great. Again, this is a 2K race. Boat number 7, giving their call. This is the Indy Survivors. And boat number 8, they're off the line. All 8 boats clearly off the start line, robust. Looking at the race course, again, all teams are all spread apart, and as we've mentioned, boat number 2 has caught boat number 1. Boat 2 is taking the right lane. Boat 1's taking the right lane because the rule of the road, if you're the slower team, you must pull to the right and let the faster team pass. If you do not give way, you will be penalized in accordance, and that is the stairs person also needs to look behind them. If they notice a team coming up on them, they are slower, team that's in front, they must go to the right, like the rules of the road in Toronto. As we go down the race course, we're now looking at the first turn, and we have our first cluster of boats. We've got clusters 1, 2, and 3 together coming through the first turn. As they come up to the first turn, the first apex, they are given a right-of-way call. From our angle, it looks like the 1, 2, and 3 will come into the turn together, depending on which line they've taken. If the inside lane, that's the line they take. Lane 2 if they're in the middle, and lane 3 if they're on the outside. Reminding to all teams, if you do not feel that you can make that turn on the inside, then I recommend that you slow your boat down or try not to collide with other boats. If you leave your line of racing and impact another boat, then you are responsible for potential penalties. Going down the race course, we've got 3 boats coming through the first turn. That is Fuda Senior B Mixed in lane 1. Lane 2, CSDC Senior B Mixed 2. And in lane number 3, 22 Senior B Mixed. It looks like we've got Fuda still in... Oh, they got passed. Fuda got passed by 2 and 3. This is interesting. CSDC Senior B Mixed 2, 22D Senior B Mixed, and CSDC Senior B Mixed 1 have now passed Fuda that was in lane number 1. In the second grouping of boats, there's just one boat by itself from this angle. I just can't see who that is. It's just on the far side, and then there'll be another cluster. This is going to be 3 clusters coming through this 2K race. Coming down the race course, Tony, do you see who that first boat is? It looks like...
It could be, well, from my vantage point here, they've got a good... It could be CSDC, possibly. We shall see. The number coming into view very shortly, but they've got a beautiful lead, paddling well. And a good stroke, right? Looking good.
It's hard to see the angle, but that looks like boat number 2.
It is boat number 2.
It is going to be CSDC Senior B Mixed 2. They have passed Fuda Senior B Mixed for sure. They've got right of way coming to the second turn. Follow that, we've got 2 CSDC shirts. I can see the red, quite clear. In the lead is boat number 3. So after boat number 2, we've got in second right now the 22D Senior B Mixed, followed by boat number 4, CSDC Senior B Mixed 1. Coming through the second turn, boat 4 clearly coming through the turn very cleanly,
making around all buoys. Follow that is boat number 4, or 4th position in a sense of order, is boat number 1, the Fuda Senior B Mix. Coming out of turn number 2, boat 4 on the inside, boat 3 in the middle. There does not appear to be any collisions or any touching of boats. 2-meter clearance is being achieved. So that's good. Good race for the first cluster of boats. It's going to be 3 boats going after each other. It's going to be CSDC and 22 fighting it out for first place. Fuda's holding their own with no issues in boat number 1. They look a little exhausted there, Tony.
Yeah, no, looking good. Again, these are alumni and relatives of the Fuzhou University in China. Stephen Kwok is their coach, steers, and he was actually inducted into the Dragon Boat Canada Hall of Fame last year, 2023. Great gentleman.
So we got a message from Dale Goldsby. Good Indy survivors. Thanks for the video. Hey, Dale, thanks for joining us online. We appreciate your comments, and keep cheering on the Indy survivors. Going back to race number, boat number 5 coming through the turn very cleanly. Tony, who's boat number 5 there?
Boat number 5, okay, we're just looking, yes, Sparta 70.
Ah, that's the senior D team.
Yeah, all the way, and these are actually retired Marines.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, so they're a tough bunch.
No quit. Boat number 6 coming through their turn. This boat number 6 dragging abreast. As they make their turn, the steersperson just turned her head to make sure they're not cutting off the team. And boat 6 is making a wide turn. So they entered in the middle lane, now decided to go wide. That's dragging abreast. If they go wide, you can see a team come underneath them now. That is basically robust, cutting in underneath. So it looks like boat number 6 has made a move on the outside, leaving room for boat 7 to cut underneath, or boat number 8 that is. That's robust. So it's important that when you go into the turn that you don't leave a door open for another team to cut underneath. And then finally on the last is boat number 7. That boat number 7 is the Indy Survivors. So Dale's watching this.
Indy Survivors all the way from Indianapolis. And again, their jerseys inspired by the Indy 500, of course, well-known road race in Indianapolis. Great to have them here. And I believe I spoke to a few of the members yesterday, their first time here in Welland, Ontario. And they just love it.
So looking down the race course, we're on our final turn. This is turn number 3, and this is the final stretch. It looks like it's going to be a CSDC fight with the 22D teams. So let's take a quick look and see if there's any change in their position. But from what I could sense, the 22 Senior B Mixed is fighting it out with the 2 CSDC Senior B Mixed 2 and 1. We've got another comment from DJ Trophy Wife. Paddles up, Indy Survivors.
Oh, good. Oh boy, terrific. Well done. And Julie Orr, go Indy. Yeah, you better believe it. Great to have them here. And Chris Sykes, nice move, robust. Thank you, Chris. And Raihan, go Indy Survivors. You rock, you better believe it. And,
back to the race there. Thanks a lot, Tony. We've got a 2-boat race coming down the race course, and they're going for each other. It really depends where they started on the race. If they were the first boat, if they catch, oh, there's a move. The boat from the back just made a move to the outside. They're looking for clean water. They're going to try to challenge this team. It looks like it's 22, trying to take them down. This is boat number,
I believe
2.
it looks like
Boat 2 is in the lead
2.
at CSDC Senior B Mix 2, and boat number 4 trying to make a move on the outside, or the inside in this case. That was CSDC Senior B Mix 1, looking for clean water. This is 2. 2 has passed 1, but 4 has made a major move. 4 is trying to catch them, but they do. 4 does catch 2. This is not on position, but in this scenario, 4 basically has passed 3 and 1. So that's a good sign for boat number 4. Coming down this finish line, that's boat number 3. This is 22 Senior B Mix. Excellent race. And we have another cluster down at this third turn. We've got a small little group of boats together, and as officials, we're watching to make sure these boats do not impact each other and they do have a fair race. Coming out is the second cluster, which is only one boat, and that is boat number.
I believe coming, my view, I believe boat number 1 now coming through. Fuda.
Oh, Fuda. They got
You
passed
better
by 4-3-2. But they've got no other boats.
Oh no, they're on their way. And thank you, Ryan Hahn. Go Indy Survivors. Meg, go Indy Survivors. You ladies are the best. You better believe it. And Robin Marth, go INSO, Indy Survivors. Indy Survivors, they have got lots of fans out there.
Yeah, I can see that. I wish you guys could be here, Meg and Robin. It's a great place to be. Tell us a little bit about your team online. We'd love to read some of the comments. If there's a birthday, let us know if there's somebody's birthday or some celebration. We'll announce it out loud. What we're talking online here, people in the village can hear us. So as we read these comments, your family and friend members will hear our comments that we read out. Coming down, we've got the next group of boats coming through, and this is boat number.
We've got, take a quick, boat number 1 is already through, but, boat number 5. Boat 5, you better believe it, coming on through. Sparta 70.
Oh, this is that Navy team that you're talking about.
You better know, these are retired Marines.
Marines!
And they're a tough bunch.
Yeah, for sure. Now that we've got the last group of cluster of boats, this is your Dragons Abreast, Indy Survivors, and Robust. So Robin, Meg, here comes your team. Again, Indy Survivors is in boat number 7. Boat number 8 is Robust, and Dragons Abreast in boat number 6. And we're looking at this the last set of groups. Who's leading this group here?
We got boat number 6, I believe. Is it? No.
8.
It is number 8. You better believe it. Oh gosh, yes.
Robust actually passed boat 7 and 6, so that's a good sign for Robust.
Yeah, well done to Robust. Looking good. And again, the team all the way from London, Ontario. And they've won many national and international competitions.
And that is?
And we've got boat number 6 coming in. Looking good. This is Dragons Abreast.
Great.
Looking good. Well done. And coming in finally, boat number 7. This is the Canal Dragons ACP, the All Cancer Paddlers from the South Niagara Canoe Club. And great diverse club here in the Niagara region. But well done. Good to have them back this year.
So for Rianne, online, being a team of breast cancer survivors, we show that cancer can't bear us. This team is amazing and we're more like a family. From Robin, so amazing to see them on the water. Such a strong group of women and wonderful teammates. Hey, thank you very much for those comments. Keep it coming. Thank you very much for watching us online. We love it. Chris, that's my wife, Robust. Chris, is that all the wives or just one person? I'm not sure what you meant by that, Chris, but thank you very much. We've got 118 people now watching. Our live stream is going well. We're going to take a small little break. Again, we just got to take a break because by rules, we have to allow teams to cool down. So it's a 40-minute, and we'll start race number 18. We're scheduled that race at 12:25. Coming to you will be the 24U Mixed Standard Heat number 1. We're looking for Golden Hydras, U of T Iron Dragons Blue, Western Mustangs, Holy Macro, and Jade Dragons. Would you all start heading towards the marshalling for race number 18?
Okay, just a quick note before we break for lunch. It's 11:52. It is lunchtime, and again, this was handed to me. We have one of our great food vendors online with us as we speak, just the north side of the athletic building. They're called Healthwise. They've got some very healthy wraps: chicken Caesar, chicken salad, falafel, vegan. They've got Cuban, Italian club, turkey, ham sandwiches, salads. They've got chicken Caesar. The deluxe garden vegan as well. So if you are hungry, I know many of the teams have their own food, but again, if you are looking for some food here just north of the north side of the athletic building, available to all of our paddlers and to all of our family and friends. It's health-wise just on the other side. So bon appetit. We're going to take a quick break, and again, we'll be getting ready for race number 18. Thank you.